Interesting.
Sincerity, though, I think is a very helpful way of understanding being oneself in professional ministry, that place where
Hmm.
you are called to be a certain kind of person, you are
Hmm.
leading in that space. And I use the example of my husband, who's a
Okay.
physician, and he
Hmm.
was in his training. He's like in the ER, and there's blood everywhere,
Oh.
and it just horrifying amounts of blood. And he says to
Hmm.
me, like, his gut response, his authentic, his true to his
Hmm.
spontaneous emotions response was just, "Oh, this is a horror movie." Like, just horror.
Hmm.
Okay,
Wow.
guess what? You don't want your doctor to be authentic, do you? Right?
No. Yeah.
You don't want your
Right.
therapist to be authentic. You don't want
Hmm.
your pastor to be authentic. You don't want no, we don't want
Yeah.
authenticity. You don't want your therapist to be like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, that's the worst thing ever. You're a horrible person." You don't need that.
Yeah.
What you want is the sincere response, which is coupled
Hmm.
to that professional responsibility, and that is a sense of being who you say you are and being true to your values. Well, my husband's
Right.
value as a physician is also like, the physician's care and
Yeah.
to care for that patient and to go into the emergency response mode. Or
Yeah.
our values in ministry are to be caring for those people no matter whether we like them or not, no matter
Right.
what our
Right.
feelings are in that particular moment. Yes, we need to care to our feelings and stuff at another time,
Yeah.
but in
Yeah.
that ministry space, we need to be sincere. We need to be true to our values, true to who we are. And that
Hmm.
doesn't necessarily mean acting on our spontaneous emotions. So I think sincerity in particular is a great way of understanding that professional ministry, being yourself in that specific context.
Yeah. And I was just reminded that there's a pretty good example, I think, of that in the book. A pastor, and maybe it's Will Willimon. He says, sometimes someone will share a story with or a concern, something that they're really wrestling with, and inside he's not too worried about it because he's talked to 200 other people over the course of his ministry who've had that same exact problem and they've gotten through it. But in the moment, he sincerely is empathizing with them and caring for them
Yes.
while
He's being a
his
good
and this
pastor.
is was that he's been a
He's
pastor.
been a
That's
good
right.
pastor.